case, but I guess we'll just kind of review it again. Basically, Dred Scott was a slave, and he lived in Missouri, and then they moved to Illinois, which was a free state, and then they moved back to Missouri, and he sued for his freedom because since he lived in a free state at one time, he believed he was free. And the court ruled against Dred Scott and said that he could not sue for his freedom and that he wasn't a citizen.
So, talk about my case again. Basically, it's about this student at Oklahoma State University, Mark Walker, and he didn't like this Oklahoma State law that guys between the age of 18 and 20 cannot buy alcohol, but women can. So he didn't like that very much. So he took it to the Supreme Court, all the way to the top. Well, technically, he didn't because he turned 21, and so the whole idea was moot. And so he had a different person stand in for him, Curtis Craig, a fellow student in the state. And basically the case, well, they found it the Oklahoma unconstitutional under equal protection rights, that basically it discriminated against people. Clarified 21st Amendment, right? The 21st Amendment having to do with states and federal. And established the third party the power in their case in cases, federal or otherwise. And that's all.
Oh, okay. So my case is important because basically it made slaves classified as property, and it kind of helped fuel or like start the Civil War. It definitely had a big impact on that, and that's a big part of our history. So it's really important.
Basically with that, I will say that it was part of why Civil War was started, but the biggest part of that, as a lot of us learned at A-Push last year, is that the Union broke apart. So that was a pretty big part of that. With the property thing, most people already kind of took slaves as property. So highlighting the fact that they were property is pretty pointless because everyone knew that they were. My case, as I kind of mentioned earlier, it's pretty important in that it does a lot of things. I've already said it did, but it clarified a lot of equal protection and 21st Amendment. It helped fight stereotypes. Part of the reason why it was such a problem is that Walker was seen that everyone thought that they were just a bunch of frat boys who liked to party all the time, which they were, but it helped get rid of the stereotypes because of them all the time.